If you and your gods think that you can trick me into barrenness again, then you lie. Because I will not let anybody take my babies away from me.
Ada is a 30-year-old realtor. She came to Oka Town to see a prospective client. Unfortunately, she was robbed of her handbag by a pickpocket after her meeting. No phone, no money. Ada was stranded at 6:30 p.m. in a strange village, 3 hours away from town where she lives. So Ada found herself walking the village road of Oka, confused, tired, and stranded. Before she could come up with a remedy as nightfall was fast approaching, the rain came without warning, pouring on a surprised Ada. Confused and scared, Ada ran into the nearest house around her, which is an old bungalow housing the old village soothsayer Ine. The old woman opened the door with a wide smile, and she said to Ada, "I thought you were going to wait till my birthday before you are finally here." Looking wet from the rain, young Ada said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm new in town. I got robbed," and before she could finish, old Ine spread her arms wide, welcoming Ada into her old home. "Come in already, dear," she said. "I have been waiting for you for a very long time, hoping we will meet before you spoil everything." Before a more confused Ada could comprehend what the woman was saying, the old lady pushed her onto the nearest stool. "Sit," Ine commanded. "You need to get off your feet for them, and you need to feed them too. Let me get you some food." Alone in the old parlor, Ada said to herself, "What a day it has been. First the robbery, the rain, and now in the home of an old weird woman who thinks I'm someone else." Ine came in saying, "I know exactly who you are." "Sorry?" Ada asked. The old lady took Ada's face in her hands, and with pity in her eyes, she said, "Poor child, but you look well. The new world has been kind to you. Now eat." Ada insisted and said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. You definitely mistake me for someone else. I'm just a girl who needs shelter for the night." Ine said, "Eat your food. The baby's in your womb. They need it." Ada was shocked that this old woman knows about her pregnancy, which she has gotten rid of, by the way. Angrily, the young woman said, "I am not pregnant." Looking down her nose with a smirk on her face, the old lady stood in the middle of a dirty old parlor and said to her, "Yes, you are. And try all you want, you will never get rid of it." Ada tried to shout, but Ine said, "Let me finish. It's annoying that we don't get to remember who we were or whatever that must have happened to us in the old times." Ine took a white chalk and rubbed on Ada's palm and continued, "Let's hope that with this, you understand who you were and still are and why you need to keep those children." Confused, Ada asked, "What is this?" Pointing at an old bed, Ine said, "You will sleep after you must have eaten your food. See you on the morrow." As Ada lay on old Ine's bed that night, she thought to herself, "It's amazing how some women can tell who is pregnant just by looking at them. Oh, in my case, who used to be pregnant, Abby? Because I shouldn't still be pregnant. If this pregnancy refuses to go, what will I do? Because I just can't be a single mother." She remembered her conversation with her boyfriend Clem, or ex-boyfriend rather, when she broke the news of her pregnancy. Clem had come to her house after she confided she had been sick. for some days. And when she broke the news of pregnancy, the angry and rejection look on his face is not something she can forget anytime soon. He had just asked her in that calm, angry voice of his, "How could you be this careless?" Shocked, she had replied, "What? We were careless, Clem. I didn't make this baby alone. You were involved too." Well, my career into medicine just started some months ago. I haven't fully settled in yet. I am not ready to be a father, Clem argued. Feeling frustrated and abacked. In my life into real estate just improved for good last month, and yet here I am. Clem, please, I need you now more than ever. Get rid of it, Clem said. If you don't, this relationship will be over. Call me when you are ready with the procedure. For now, duty calls. And with that, he left. Get rid of it, she has been trying to do, but the drugs kept failing her. She had been testing positive for pregnancy even after 3 procedures. As for Clem, she has long let go of her relationship with him. Successful abortion or not, they were never going to be a couple again. Before she knew it, Ada started dozing off, and then she dreamt. She dreamed of a land from a faraway time. She dreamt of an ancient land where green sands meet lush emerald valleys, the kingdom of Oka, vibrant with culture and tradition, with its people skilled with the art of agriculture and craftsmanship. In this ancient village was a young, beautiful woman named Kaka. Kaka had been married to her husband, Obi, for many years without a child. People made jest of her childlessness, and the husband married a second wife who gave him children. Approaching old age, Kaka made a ram sacrifice to the gods, demanding children before menopause, which was granted to her. Pregnant Kaka was overjoyed and couldn't wait to meet her little one. There was total silence after Kaka finished birthing, because the cry of baby came double. She had twins. The people of Oka didn't believe that one can be blessed with a gift of more than one child in a pregnancy, and so any case of twins or more had the babies thrown into the evil forest by the Ugani. These are a group of old men charged with such duty. The people of Oka believed that by doing this, they are cleansing their land of any curse the supposed evil birth will bring. The Ugani group is a 7 old men group from the different clans of Oka. So the news of such birth is always the first to reach them. Obi, heartbroken, cried behind his hut, while Kaka inside the hut looked at the basket of twins with tears running down her eyes. She was heartbroken. At that moment, she thought to herself, if all the children who were born double looked like these my babies, then they are all perfectly normal. Because looking at these my babies, there is nothing wrong with them. She kept murmuring to her crying little ones. Shh. She said to them, "You are so beautiful." She smiled with tears in her eyes. "Ha!" she cried, covering her face with her hands. "I will not let them harm you. I will not let them harm you. Never," she cried. At that moment, Obi, her husband, entered the hut with a sad face. Eyeing him, Kaka stood up and asked, "What do you want? Have you come to see the babies? They are so beautiful." "Kaka, please," Obi pleaded. "You know what must be done." "I do not know anything," Kaka stubbornly replied. "What I know is that you and them want to take my children away from me." Kaka wept in agony as her husband tried to convince her to give up her evil children to be thrown into the evil forest. Weeping, Kaka pointed at her newborn twins. "They are normal children. Do they look evil to you?" "We can't incur the wrath of the gods by keeping them. Soon, they will be here to take them away," Obi, her husband, said. Weeping, Kaka responded, "I conceived these babies after I made a ram sacrifice to the gods."
If you and your gods think that you can trick me into barrenness again, then you lie. Because I will not let anybody take my babies away from me.
With her ancient African dress almost falling off her waist, Kaka grabbed a basket of twins and fled towards the village river. Reaching the river, Kaka sat at the bank of the river with her basket of twins and wept bitterly. Weeping, Kaka pleaded with the river goddess. "Goddess of Oka River, before you is Kaka, daughter of Nene, a wounded soul. I have been mocked all my married days for having no child. And when I thought my weeping days are over, alas, they came double, twins, and I said my children are evil." Still weeping, Kaka said, "I don't want them to kill my children. So I want you to help them. In another life, when their kind will be safe from the ignorance of man. For I believe that time will come. Then I may have them back and be their mother as I should be." "Be kind enough to accept my little offering on regular basis." And to her babies, she said, "Oh, my sweetest little ones, in another life, I promise you, you will be the only children that I will have. That I will all the time to care for you and love you to make up for the wasted years." And so, with tears in her eyes, Kaka pushed the basket of twins on the river and watched it go deeper and deeper until it disappeared. Kaka couldn't have more children afterwards, so she grew old, childless. But she was always seen by the riverbank, looking into space with an expressionless face. Kaka also kept her promise of always coming to feed her children with different types of food. So until her death day, old Kaka could be seen carrying baskets of food to the village river. A vast dream came to an end, with her still lying on Ina's bed with tears and sadness in her eyes. Beside the bed, old Ina sat peacefully, waiting for Ada to wake. Ada woke with a heavy, sad face and murmured when she looked around her environment. "It was a dream." Ine said, "You're awake?" Ada asked, "What is this place? And why did I have a dream of an ancient time with me in it?" "Because you were there," Ine said. Have you ever heard of reincarnation? You felt you were Kaka because you are Kaka reincarnated. Ine continued. Your pregnancy is a twin pregnancy and the only pregnancy you will ever have in your lifetime. So if you take it out, you will die childless, just like in the old time. A confused Ada said, I can't be Kaka. I am not Kaka. Then why do you feel her emotions? I don't want this pregnancy. My boyfriend dumped me because he isn't ready to be a father. And I don't want to be a single mother. Come to think of it, how did you know all the stories about this Kaka woman? Kaka had a friend named Ako. She was a soothsayer and she knew all about Kaka's ordeal. And that Ako was my ancestor. But I am not from Oka town. Ada insisted. No, you are not, Ine said. But your grandmother was. She was a descendant from Kaka's family. There was a knock at the door, and standing there was Ada's client holding Ada's stolen handbag. Grateful, Ada rushed and took her bag, and her client said, Someone saw you rush into this building last night, so I thought to check before anything else. Sorry for the bad experience. Grateful to have her belongings back, Ada looked into the bag, checking for her things. Her client continued. A local police friend of mine saw you being robbed and took your bag from the thief, but you were gone before they could reach you. Thank you. Everything is intact, Ada said. 1 week later, Ada, returning to town, decided to open up to her best friend Amanda about her experience in Oka town. Wow, Amanda exclaimed. You mean you passed through all this? Ada said. Do you know the shocking thing? I went for an ultrasound scan immediately I came back. I am not just pregnant, Amanda, but I am pregnant with twins. Amanda was shocked. Does that mean this reincarnation thing is real? Ada frowned. I don't know, she said, but I know what I dreamt. I felt her pain, Amanda, and she died childless. I can't imagine anyone who desperately wants to have children dying childless. So sad. On the long run, thinking about it deeply and carefully, Ada decided to keep the pregnancy, not because she is afraid of not getting pregnant again, but because she told herself she didn't want to seem ungrateful. Because alas, many years ago, women were not allowed to keep their twins, but she can. Some can't get pregnant no matter how hard they try. But here she is. Business was good, so she was able to get a better apartment. And when the babies came, they were a boy and a girl. Her family were disappointed that she got pregnant out of wedlock, for she only informed them after delivery. But they were excited about the cute little words to stay angry with her forever. Her mother insisted the hospital in her area were no longer handling her arthritis situation very well, so she was always at her doorstep. Ada on her own was grateful for the support, so she and the twins got used to having her mother show up unannounced even after the twins were 2 years old. So this was the case on the day she opened her door, thinking it should be Mom and one of her numerous visits. But she was shocked to find her ex-boyfriend, Clem, at her door. How did he find me? She thought aside. One of the reasons she moved houses to the other part of town was because she wanted to erase everything that reminded her of him. and also to make sure their paths didn't cross because she and her children can do without baby daddy drama. "Hi, Ada," Clem said. Frowning, she asked him, "What do you want here?" Clem, on the other hand, had been looking for Ada 6 months after they broke up. But because she changed houses, it was almost impossible for him. Because she blocked him on all her social media platforms. "You left me." Us, actually, Ada accused. "I am sorry. Please, can I talk to you?" Clem pleaded. Angrily, Ada replied, "I am not interested, and I will never be." And with that, she locked her door. This continued for months, with Ada not giving him any listening ear until he ran into Amanda in town one day. Amanda, on her own, had been advising Ada to accept Clem back for the sake of her children, but all fell on deaf ears. So, wanting to help, Amanda advised him to speak to Ada's mother because she is the only one that might convince Ada, Amanda claimed. With a hopeful heart, Clem took the older lady's address from Amanda and paid her a visit the following day. Mrs. Ugo, Ada's mother, sat on her single Italian-made couch and eyed Clem, assessing him up and down. "So, you are the man that refused to make an honest woman out of my daughter?" she asked. "I am sorry, ma'am. I have been trying to get through to Ada for months now, to no avail. Please, I need your help." "So what you are trying to tell us is the world has to stand still and wait for when you will be ready to be a father, right? Imagine the things that could have been made easier for her if you had been there," Ada's mother continued. Pleading, Clem said, "I acted rashly." "Yes, you did," the old lady replied. "I was careless," Clem said, "and very unwise too," Mrs. Ugo added. "Have you seen them?" "The twins. They are so cute and adorable." The shocked look on Clem's face when he asked, "Twins?" was huge. "Oh, you didn't know she had twins? A boy and a girl." "Please, help me beg her," Clem pleaded. "I will talk to my daughter," Mrs. Ugo said. "Mind you, I can only advise. I will not coerce her into doing anything. Just pray she listens to me." So off the older lady went to Ada's house, advising that she consider bringing Clem into their lives again. Besides, he had spent the last 6 months proving he is truly sorry. She argued that if Ada is truly a reincarnate of Kaka, if there's any such thing, then it's best she ends up with Clem, so that they will not be childless even if they don't have more children. That night, as Ada lay on her bed, she dreamt. She dreamt of Kaka, old and sitting at the bank of the river, alone, with tears running down her eyes. She had lost her husband to the second wife and her 7 children. No matter how hard she tried, they didn't seem like her presence mattered around them. So Kaka was lonely and unhappy. So as she got older, she went to the village river every day because she believed that that was the only way to connect with that which was truly hers, her children. Ada woke up with a heavy heart. Sadly, she thought, "I don't want to die being that lonely." She was so sad and lonely. "Well, I am not lonely. I have my children." At that point, she heard a knock at the door. It was a Saturday morning, 8 a.m. precisely. The nanny and the twins should be up by now, Ada thought, but they all usually wake late on Saturdays. In her pajamas, she ran to the front door. Who can this possibly be by this time of the morning? She thought to herself, opening her front door. For a moment, she just stood and looked at the man who had once turned his back on her. I am sorry for developing cold feet and neglecting you. Please forgive me, Clem begged. Ada, I was scared. I made the worst mistake of my life. Please. I would do anything to make amends. Behind Ada, the 2-year-old twins ran out of their room, eager to meet their mother's new friend. Looking at him, Ada thought to herself, he looks thin. Has he not been feeding well? Ada thought to herself, he looks thin. Has he not been feeding well? Come in, she said to him. Surprised, Clem asked, Come inside, Ada replied. I want you to meet the twins, but no rush. One step at a time. That is all I can promise. Desperate, Clem agreed. Yes, please. Anything you want, Ada. One step at a time. Opening her door wide, Ada declared, You're welcome to our home, as Clem followed her inside. I think for now, I will tell the twins you are their father, and you can visit them anytime you want. We'll see how we can go from there. And with that, Clem followed her inside the house.